Let's bring in political consultant Michelle Backus and Republican strategist Luke Ball. Welcome to you both. Luke, to you first. The Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is actually indicating that federal agents in Minnesota are making things worse. Watch.
This is a brazen use of force. They want us to bend the knee. They want us to capitulate. The way we give them what they want is allow them to use this as an excuse to put more troops on the ground. Use them as an excuse to show that these are violent protests.
Has he seen the list of criminals, Luke, that they have taken out of Minneapolis? Has he seen the vast amount of fraud that they are there to uncover? I mean, it's kind of unbelievable to me. What do you think?
The left is actively creating a hostile environment for law enforcement officers and particularly ICE. And they do this on purpose. They know exactly what they're doing. They want you to think that this is Tiananmen Square, when in reality, they are the ones who are being hostile towards law enforcement, and they could care less if that ICE officer got run over and was seriously injured or killed. They could care less whether or not our law enforcement officers go home to their families at night. They want to push a false political narrative on the rest of the United States to accomplish their own political agenda, and it's just absolutely disgusting.
Kind of on that note, Michelle Backus, you had the vice president tonight kind of talking about how important it is to really go after the fraud in Minnesota. Watch.
I think Tim Walz should resign because it's very clear either that he knew about the fraud in Minneapolis, he knew about the welfare fraud, or at the very least he looked the other way. I mean, this is not this is not like Lex Luthor, right? This is not movie villain fraud. This is the lowest IQ possible fraud.
I mean, I think he's right in one capacity, is that the more we dig into this, Michelle, the worse and worse the elected officials in Minnesota and Minneapolis start looking.
Yeah, Trace, and I think we're going to see a lot worse come of this as well. Look, every American should be angry at the fact we had illegal aliens coming into this country and making a living off of defrauding the American taxpayer. This should be something that people on both sides of the aisle are angry about, and yet you have people trying to protest and try to defend these actions. We're going to see a lot more come of this, and I really applaud the decision to dig into this. Unfortunately, I feel this is just the tip of the iceberg.
I want to play a couple of sound bites for you, Luke, as they're back-to-back for a reason. I want to play the president first. We're talking about Venezuela's oil and the importance. So we're going to play the president followed by the energy secretary. Watch this.
We're taking billions and billions of dollars worth of oil, and it'll be hundreds of billions of dollars. It'll be trillions of dollars, but we're going to be there till we straighten out the country. We'll see how the country's doing. But we'll be running the oil. We're meeting tomorrow with all of the big oil executives. We're going to be right here in the White House.
This is the president leaning in, saying, we're going to stop your exporting of oil. And then, of course, they get on the phone. And what do they want? They want to sell their oil.
I mean, suddenly everybody, Luke, wants to cooperate. Oh, we want to jump in on that.
First of all, I've had tooth extractions that took 3 times as long as it took for the United States to get Maduro out of that country. This is total dominance by the United States of America. I felt like we were apologizing for 4 years under the last administration, where we had strongly worded tweets or strongly worded letters that said, oh, Maduro's not the real leader of Venezuela or any other foreign policy stance. And now the president of the United States, Donald Trump, has come in and actually fulfilled campaign promises related to putting the American people first. And now we're going to see that utilized in our energy sector with relation to the Venezuelan oil. And I am confident that the American people are going to come out on top as a result of his actions here.
And lastly, Michelle Backus, it was State of the State Day for Gavin Newsom here in California. And man, boy, he really talked up. He talked up the state. Watch what he said.
It's time for the President of the United States to act like the President of the United States. All the United States of America, to fulfill his promises that he made, to deliver for the people of Los Angeles. It's time for the President of the United States to do his job, not turn his back on Americans.
I know it's the state of the state, but come on and forget about California. Let's focus on Trump.
Oh, Gavin, I think it's time for the governor of California to do his job first. I think he's panicking at this point because Trump has announced a fraud investigation into California. So he's clearly trying to deflect in any way he can. He's trying to brag about his state. I mean, California, first in homelessness, poverty, unemployment. Gavin has a lot of work to do, and he continues to deflect. Every time I see him, he just reminds me of this evil cartoon villain character or something like that. I'm curious to see how he tries to pin this in the next few weeks, especially as we see more uncovered about the Palisades fire fraud.
Yeah, Michelle Backus, Luke Ball, thank you both.
Thank you.